All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed your intermission. We're back. We are here for part 2 of our introductory video. Thank you for returning back and watching this video with me this evening as we are making our HelloFresh meal. Okay, we've done the prep, we've gotten everything out, we've gotten our water, we've cut our vegetables, and so we're now ready to get into the next step of the recipe card. Okay, hope you guys are enjoying this. Give me some love, give me some feedback on what you think about this video later on. All right, so now we are currently going to go into step 2, which is in a large bowl. We're going to combine a large drizzle of olive oil. This is my large bowl, which I've introduced to you early on in the first video. And so in this bowl, we're going to combine the large drizzle of olive oil. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get into this particular area right here. We're going to take this, and this is my olive oil, and so a large drizzle is bigger than a smaller drizzle. Imagine that. So we're going to go like this, and we're basically going to give it enough oil until our ancestors have told us to stop. Okay, so that is your large drizzle of oil, which I'll just put a little bit extra. There we go. All right, that is your large drizzle of oil in your bowl. All right, then we're going to take the blackening spice and a few big pinches of salt. Now when it says big pinches, that's exactly what it means. Okay, so we've got the oil in here, and we're going to get our blackening spice. Because I'm doing how many portions again, folks? 4, right? So this is our blackening spice. Cool thing about it, the package says it right there. It tells you in words exactly what it is. All right. I got my handy dandy kitchen scissors right here. So I'm just going to take it, get to an end, cut the end right here, just at an angle. Got that. Make sure that did not go into your bowl. All right. And then we're going to combine it with the drizzle of oil. Okay. All right. So we're going to put that right into the bowl. I don't believe I opened up a large enough hole, so I will do better on the next package. So we're going to make sure all of that goes in there. We do not want any waste. Now, what have I been doing when it comes to disposing of our items? Well, in this particular bag, I did all of our compost material. So I'm not going to put any plastic into the compost material, because if you compost, you want to be able to have all of that separated out. This is not going to compost very well. So I'm just going to put that right there for right now. I got the next one here. I'm going to open that up a little bit more this time. Fun stuff. All right. I'm going to go ahead and throw that away because we're cleaning as we go. All right. Right. All right. And my husband has decided to join us for the video as he calmly and secretly tries to be stealth-like.
Very quiet.
Right? All right. That's also the joy of having a kitchen that's directly associated with the door that we go in and out of at any given moment of the day. All right, so we have the oil in here, and then we have the blackening spice, okay? And then the few big pinches of salt. What I'm going to go ahead and do for you salt lovers out there is I'm going to take this salt right here. I'm going to open it up, and we're going to curve our hand like this. Make a little curve, okay? We're going to put that much, all right? Ooh-wee, okay? And that says a few big pinches of salt. So when it says a few, I just do 2. Okay, 2 big pinches of salt. There we go. That's all the regular salt that I'm going to use, as far as I know, in this video. And we're going to put that away. All right, so we've got that going on right now. And we're just going to leave that to the side for a moment. Now, I'm going to get another board, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to Pampered Chef. Nice little shout out to Pampered Chef. Put these over here to the side for now, get them out of the way. And we are going to open up the chicken strips, okay? We're gonna do this on this particular board here, and it's red, which means meat. Now, it's very important before you season meat, you make sure that it is dried out as humanly possible, okay? Now, most of your meats are gonna come with some sort of liquid in there. It's a preservative and water, okay? And so what we wanna make sure we do is we want to remove all of that moisture, because we want to be able to have the seasoning that we're going to use to stick to the meat, okay? And so this was the chicken breast strips that we're using in this meal today. And I'm just going to throw that into the sink for now. We don't want the chicken juices to be all over the place, because guess what? That's just disgusting, okay? So I'm going to cut this over the sink as I did with the first package. Remember guys, we're making 4 portions for this particular recipe. So we want to make sure we use all of what has been provided for 4 portions. And I'm going to put all of that into this. What I'm also doing at the moment is I am washing my hands. It's very, very important that we wash the hands of the chicken goo, because it is raw meat, okay? And then we take our little handy dandy towel and we dry our hands, and we are ready to go ahead and pat the chicken dry as we can. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but dry enough. All right. Now you'll notice as it sticks to the potato. Why do I keep saying potato? Potato. I don't know. All right. We're gonna take all of this loveliness right here. Okay. And goes. You guys can see this. Make sure I move that out of the way so you can see a little bit better. All right. Now we have our chicken goo. That's pretty much what raw chicken meat looks like, is goo, okay? And we are going to, after patting the chicken dry with paper towels, we're gonna add this to the bowl and turn the chicken to coat it, okay? So we got our bowl again, all right? And I'm just gonna go ahead and hand mix what we have happening here with this mixture that we've done already, okay? And we're gonna take the chicken, which remember guys, I don't have a lot of space here. So we're gonna put all of this chicken, this lovely dried chicken, and we're gonna throw it into the bowl with the lovely mixture that we previously made in the first step. It's pretty neat. All right, so we wanna make sure we have no food waste, right guys? No food waste, no, that's not good. Okay, now, I'm going to remove this from my prepping table area and directly into the sink and let the chicken goo be in the sink. All right, and then what does it say to do? We're going to turn the chicken and just coat it. So we're taking the chicken and we're just coating the chicken breast. Lovely, lovely chicken goo. Yummy, yummy chicken goo. Someone's gonna make a song out of what I just started to sing. All right, now guess what guys, we are in step 3 now, right? All right, we are going to go ahead, which I should have done already, because again, I said I had read the instructions ahead of time. We're going to turn on this burner for the water, okay? I'm gonna wash my hand because we are cleaning as we go. We are not about cross-contamination. That is just not a good thing. Object cross-contamination is bad. Okay? I have my soapy water in my kitchen sink to help me with washing my hands. And also, it helps me with water waste, right? Because we don't need too much water either. Some of us, like me, pay water bills. Some of us might be on well water, but I'm on a water bill. All right. So we got the chicken already in its thing, marinating, doing its business. We have our water here. Now what are we supposed to add to the water to help it boil quicker? Yes, salt. That's right. So I have my Himalayan pink salt right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put a healthy amount in here. cool thing about Himalayan salt is you can put almost as much as you want. But again, listen to your ancestors. When they tell you, stop, my child. Good. All right. So, it says once the water is boiling, in step 3, we're going to add the penne to the pot. Cook, stirring occasionally until al dente. Al dente will be 9 to 11 minutes with this particular recipe card. These are our noodles. We will wait for the water to boil, which shouldn't take very long at all. It doesn't tell us to put it on medium, so we're just going to go ahead and run this one on high heat. Okay? This gives the chicken a chance to marinate. Yummy, right? Yeah, chicken goo, love it. All right. I'll go ahead and move this bag and put it over here to the side for now. It can hang out on the back. Make sure your back burner is not turned on. You don't want to be cooking plastic chicken goo as part of your meal. All right, we're going to keep that right there. Now, while the pasta is cooking, we're going to heat a drizzle of olive oil in a large pan over medium-high heat. Okay, now that is while the pasta is cooking. So we want to make sure we wait until the pasta has started to cook. And then we will heat the drizzle of oil in a large pan. Now, the large pan, earlier, I showed you this, right? I showed you the lid with the little hole. We're going to go ahead and just add the oil in there for now. Now, when it says to just heat a drizzle, this is how you're going to do it, guys. Drizzle, 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 drizzle. And that's how that works, okay? So, we've got the water going on for the noodles here shortly, and it's going to start bubbling here in a little bit. We have the drizzle of olive oil in a large pan, and here in a little bit, I'm going to turn it to medium-high heat. Once I've turned it to medium-high heat, and has actually gotten to the medium-high heat, then we're going to add the green pepper and a pinch of salt. And we're going to cook without stirring until lightly charred, which will be 3 to 4 minutes. That'll be our next step. Okay? So, in the meantime, we're waiting for the water to boil. We are going to do a little bit of cleanup in the kitchen, right? So we need to take our chicken goo paper towel, and we're going to throw that into the trash can. And now we're going to take our cutting boards and we're going to put them into what I like to do when I'm preparing and I'm getting ready with my sink and everything and my soapy water, is I like to add a cap of bleach. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh my gosh, she's putting bleach into Dawn dish soap water. Yes, I am. It is only a cap. It's not going to hurt you. The reason, besides sanitary reasons, you have cutting boards in there, you want to make sure they're sanitary. Also, when your items dry, you don't have to worry about water spots. So it's pretty cool. You can actually put all of your items in your dish rack, let them dry by air, instead of having to dry them and put away, unless you're weird and you like to have everything put away the same night. I sometimes do it, but for the most part, I let them air dry, and then there's no water spots, especially on my wine glasses. All right. Guess what, guys? We are almost at boiling point with the water. Look at that already. Not bad. Okay. So, always best, take a break moment, breathe a little bit, and we got our water getting ready to happen, right? All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this over here a little bit more to the side where it's not so close to the heat, so our chicken can marinate okay at room temperature. I have a second pair because remember, the blue pair we opened up the chicken with, right? So we want to have those in the sink getting ready to be washed at a later time, so I use new pink ample scissors to open up the noodles. Dot it out like that. And dot it out like that. take all of this that's decided to pop out on its own. Throw these away. And we are just about at roaring point for the boiling water. Clean as you go. Don't forget about that. All right? Maybe a little more room. Just saying. It helps sometimes. And it's good for you. Red wine helps with digestion and lowers blood pressure. Nice little fast tip there. All right, so we are at a boiling point with the water. We're going to go ahead and add the pasta. As it says. Yep. Yep. All right, so we got pasta number 1 and pasta number 2 all done. Okay. All right. We're going to cook this stirring occasionally. My next tip is a wooden spoon. I have plastic spoons that I use for various types of cooking, but I really like to use wooden spoons, okay? They're not just an instrument, and they are not just, I don't know, a weapon. So we're going to stir, or we're only going to stir occasionally. So occasionally does not mean often. Occasionally does not mean never. Occasionally means exactly what it says, occasionally. All right? So, now, one thing I can't stand also is even if my prep area or my top area here looks clean, it's probably not. And so, I will take a rag and I will put it right here on my rag. I have also done this, which I learned from my daughter, who is the chef. But for now, we'll put it right there just so it doesn't fall, because I like to hit things while I'm in the kitchen because my kitchen is so small. So we're just going to leave it right here. So while the pasta cooks, it says to heat a drizzle of the olive oil, which we have already had the olive oil in this pan right here. So we're going to go ahead and put this on there, medium-high heat. Okay, so we've turned this burner for the olive oil in the large pan to a medium-high heat. When it gets to the medium-high heat, then we're going to add the peppers. Rob has decided to grace us with his presence once more as he treks through the kitchen. He's waiting for dinner. All right. So we got the pasta cooking. We're heating the drizzle of olive oil in the large pan over medium-high heat. We're waiting for it to get to a temperature where you can feel that it's ready, because the olive oil has a lower smoking point than vegetable oil, so it doesn't take as long for it to get to where it needs to be, right? We're keeping an eye on the penne noodles, making sure we are stirring only occasionally, right? Not ever, and not never, and not often, but occasionally. Nice word of the day. All right. So we've got peppers, right? And we are going to add them into this pan right here once it gets to where it needs to be. Now, how you can determine that, you basically just calmly lift your hand up towards, not on the pan, the bottom of the pan, of course, because you'll burn yourself, but just up enough where you can feel the heat coming through, okay? Just enough. Be careful, it's okay, trust me, all right? As you start to feel some warmth coming up from the pan where the oil is, which I'm gonna add just a little bit extra oil because my pan is larger and I have 4 portions that I'm preparing today. So we're going to let that sit for just another minute or so, and then we're going to add the peppers. Sound good? I hope so. All right. Once we've added the peppers, we're also going to add just a pinch of salt, and we're going to cook without stirring until the lightly charred, which will be 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, it's pretty good and pretty accurate on the 3 to 4 minute time frame. Whenever it gives you minutes to cook, it is definitely close to as accurate as possible. All right, here we go. So, peppers number 1 into the oil. okay? Peppers number 2 into the oil. All right, and then we're gonna take these, and what are we gonna do with them? We're gonna put them in the sink. That's right. Very good. You guys are catching on. I'm so proud of you. All right, now, so that leaves us with the tomato and the scallion. Now, one step I did forget to do, and that was the garlic. I did forget that step. So I'm going to take my small little cutting board here, and I'm going to do a trick that my daughter showed me, actually. You know, the chef daughter. Yeah, I'm going to take my largest knife right here from Cuisinart, and I'm going to, because this has a peel around it, has a little bit of a skin, I'm going to take my knife flat side down. I'm going to press directly on it. And the cool thing about it, not only does it smush it, it takes the peel and makes it easier to take off. It's pretty cool. So I'm just going to press, and you don't have to press hard, just gently. Just be very careful because you are dealing with a sharp knife, okay? Just make sure it's flat side down. All right? And then I'm going to take and peel all of the wonderful skin that is on this right here. What is this again? Did we forget what this was? I know I did. That's okay. We're gonna need it for something. So I may not have skipped a step. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, we're gonna move on. All right. So we have the greens, the peppers, right? We're gonna take all of this wonderful peel and we're going to discard it into our compost bag because it will compost. Make sure we have occasionally, again, done this, right? We've stirred, we've given our noodles some love, okay? We're still keeping within the 5 to 7 minute window, okay, as far as the al dente, right? Was it 5 to 7? Or was it 9? It was 9 to 11 minutes. That's right, because you guys are taking notes. I'm so proud of you. Look at you being all chef-like, okay? So we've got the green peppers. It's starting to sizzle in here. That's a great thing. We also want to take a pinch of salt. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of the Himalayan pink salt in here because salt is good. Salt is always good. All right. So we've got that going. And just to give you an idea about what we have happening here, we've got the water with the noodles. And then we also have the greens. See them in there? And we still have our chicken, which is doing a lovely job of marinating perfectly. All right, very good. Now, one thing I need to make sure I do is leave the peppers without stirring them until lightly charred, which is that 3 to 4 minute time frame. Now, I'm going to take one of these. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take a flat wooden spoon here, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm seeing them actually charring. So we're just going to leave that there for just a minute. And again, the 3 to 4 minutes is usually pretty accurate. However, sometimes depending on the pan you're using, it may take a little bit longer to actually char, like the recipe said, card says to do. So we're just going to give that a few more minutes. We are just about right for the noodles to have them, what's the word we learned today too? Al dente. Exactly. All right. So got the chicken marinating. We got the noodles almost done. This will be charred up here pretty soon in the next few minutes, and then we'll move on to our next step, which is going to be adding the chicken and cooking, stirring occasionally until browned and cooked through 4 to 6 minutes. Okay, that will be the next step. It's pretty nice. Okay, so be careful and remember which spoons you're using. This spoon, which is round, I use for the noodles. This particular one I'm using for the peppers, okay? And just taking a peek to see if any charring has occurred yet. Just moving them around just a little bit, just to make sure and see if we have any charring, and not yet. All right, so probably by the time the noodles are done, the green peppers will be nicely charred as we want them to be, okay? So in the meantime, I'm just gonna throw some of these things that I have put into the sink area and get them ready to be washed here momentarily, but not right now, okay? Go ahead and just pressing the garlic down as we need it. Ah, that was it, garlic. All right. Keeping all my items at bay, making sure they're all out so I can see what I need for the next step. Okay, so we do have some charring going on right now with the green peppers. Oddly enough, right? This is just about ready to come off of the boil, okay? So I'm going to get my colander. And I'm just going to rinse the colander. Get ready for the noodles right now. Turn off your burner. Very important. Make sure your handles are touchable. Very important. Hot pan. Let your noodles drain. Let your noodles drain in the sink. It's very important. All right? All right. Peppers are looking good, everybody. Now, in our next step, we're going to do what? We're going to add the chicken. The chicken has been marinating lovely this whole entire time, okay? And we've added a little heat to it because we've kept it towards the back of the oven. Obviously, my burners are not on the back of the oven, which is extremely important. We do not want this to cook. But we wanted to be able to throw a little bit of heat in there to help with the marinating process as we waited for the green peppers to do their charring, right? Okay, nice and ready to go. We are going to add the chicken and cook. I'm going to go ahead and take the same spatula that I used to start the green peppers and put them into the pan with the marinade and the chicken. Still keeping it at medium to high heat. Let me rephrase that, medium-high heat. All right, and where does this go? This has our chicken goo in it with the marinade into the sink. That's right. All right, your noodles are still draining. Let them drain, it's okay, they'll be all right, okay? Now, we're going to cook the chicken and we're going to show you how that looks. Lovely, huh? Looks pretty delicious already. Don't eat it, it's still raw. All right? Okay, back to where we are. All right, so adding the chicken and cooking, stirring occasionally until browned and cooked thorough. Or cooked through, whichever you prefer, however you want to say it. Thorough and through, okay? Hopefully it's both. Make sure your chicken is always cooked to the correct internal temperature, which is what? The internal temperature chicken should be cooked to what? What temperature? I'll let you look that up. Google's your friend. Look it up. All right. I'm at home. There's a 10-second rule, just saying. All right, once your chicken is cooked thoroughly, which says should take 4 to 6 minutes, we're gonna hike the heat up just a smidgen to number 7. Again, I'm using a flat top oven, flat top stove, whatever you wanna call it. So I'm just gonna hike it up just a smidge. I am not cooking on extreme high though. I'm not doing it. Nope, the joys of cooking should not have to be done quickly. There are many things that you can enjoy quickly. Cooking, if you can help it, should not be one of them. I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm going to try to keep this PG. All right, so we have our chicken. It's doing its loveliness right here, and it will be done here pretty soon. Absolutely pretty soon. Okay, gonna go ahead and show you how it's looking so far. If I can get my video to work with me. Oh, look at that, guys. Loveliness. All right, we are at the 30-minute mark, so this video is going to go a little bit longer than the first video did, and that's okay. It is okay. Trust me, it'll be fine. All right, so we've added the chicken. It is cooking. We're going to stir in the scallion whites and the garlic. So in the meantime, while that's still doing its thing, I'm going to go ahead and mince up this garlic for us. Now, you can get the store-bought garlic, the store-bought, let me get my words here in my mouth correct. You can get the store-bought garlic that comes in a jar, okay? Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Store-bought garlic looks like this right here. This is minced garlic. I got this at Walmart. It's Spice World that sells it, and it is in the vegetable produce section at Walmart. Also, they have this in the pickle section aisle, where all of your pickling stuff, pickles and things are located. This will be on the shelf, but once you open it, just make sure that you refrigerate it. So you can use this if you don't want to use fresh garlic, but in this instance, because we don't want food waste, I'm going to go ahead and use the garlic that was provided to me, because hello, I made it, okay? All right, so we're going to stir a little bit more just to make sure we are evenly cooking all of the chicken that is present for us, which is smelling so super great. I'm going to turn this down just a smidge, keeping it between medium and the number 6 on my flat top stove. All right, we're going to go ahead and mince. Now, mincing is basically you are pulverizing your product, okay? So, pulverizing the product means basically where it's almost disintegrated. It's like the step right before disintegration, okay? You want it to kind of look like the same type of consistency and texture and the look that's in a jar of minced garlic that comes from the store. So, which is pretty much what we have right here, okay? So that's our garlic that we're going to use here shortly. So we're going to stir in the scallion whites, which are the whites here that we had earlier that we chopped up. Okay, we're going to put this in the sink. Okay, and then we're going to take the minced garlic and we're going to throw that into the chicken as well. Remember, we don't want any food waste. All right, cool. We're at the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and take this intermission moment right now, and I'll catch you guys here in a little bit.